Welcome into another episode of Conversations with Deuce and Mo.
It's a chance for us to sit down with current players, former players, coaches, execs, and talk about their journeys to the league and why they love this game so much.
And our next conversation is with Jamal Crawford.
Morgan, a certified bucket. I couldn't believe this stat. He has had a 50-point game with 4 different franchises. The only player in NBA history to do that.
That's pretty impressive. Well, we also talked to him about Doug Christie, his journey in the NBA. So enjoy this conversation.
Super excited about this conversation with Deuce and Mo. We got a 3-time NBA Sixth Man of the Year. He's an analyst for the NBA on NBC. The one and only Jamal Crawford.
That's a heck of an intro. Thank you, guys.
I mean, I could keep going.
No, that was good. That was good. That was perfect. Thank you.
I'm so excited to talk to you. And something I feel from you from when you played to now you covering the game in this analyst role is your love and passion for the game. Take us back. What first attracted you to the game of basketball?
Oh, that's a great question. I think for me, so my dad played. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but he played at the University of Oregon. He actually was teammates with Stan Love, which is Kevin Love's dad. Wow. So I've been around the game since I can remember. Like there's pictures of me as a little boy, probably 2 years old. I had a little basketball. Like it was everything to me. And as a kid, my first teams, I was 8 years old. So I played basketball. I started basketball, football, baseball, all the same year. And obviously I started basketball, started with football, started with baseball. When I had a basketball in my hands, it felt like magic was happening. And so that feeling, even to this day, I'm 45, I still play. And when I touch a basketball, something happens. So my love for the game goes all the way back. To answer your question, and it's just continued to evolve and continue to have a stranglehold on me in this way, which is really, really cool.
I feel like sometimes when we talk to former players, like they don't play anymore. You know, they'll just shoot around a little bit. But like, are you just addicted? It's in your blood.
Oh, I'm all things basketball. Like right now, I think I have like the perfect pie. So like you said, I'm an analyst on NBC. I'm assistant coach of my high school team. I coach my own AAU team. In the summer, and then I also, work with guys, train guys as well. So like my pie, if it was divvied up, it's however you look at it, 25% here, 30% here, however it is, it's all basketball. So yeah, I play a couple times a week at least, trying to get that up to 3, just with travel and everything. I couldn't put it down. I have a t-shirt that says ball is life, and my wife's like, that's an understatement. So she gives me grace in there.
You could probably play today and get buckets. In the league.
You know what's crazy? I won't say the names, but I've been traveling, and 3 coaches have asked me, could I play right now? They're like, could you play? I'm like, well, hold on. If you give me a month to really get in shape, like I had a goal, like I'm getting in shape for this, yeah, I could play. They're like, how many minutes? I said, I could play 12. He said, what one coach said, well, what will your stats be in the 12 minutes? I said, well, if I'm the focus of like the second unit in the 12 minutes, I can get you 7 and 3. 7 if you were this 8. He said, well, I'll sign up for that right now. So it was cool.
But put you in a zone defense and then like, okay.
That was the other part. I told him we got to go zone on the other end. So we're good there.
No, and I've always just felt that love for the game from you. And one of the things about you is like, you played your style, like you could feel the street ball elements to the game, and you brought that to the league. Were you always confident just playing your style? Like you knew like, hey, I can do this at the next level?
You know what? That's a great question. Again, I was and I wasn't. So when I first touched the basketball, going back to when I was 8 years old, it was like 2-line layups. And kids are struggling to get up there. The first layup I ever did, I went behind my back and I did like a backwards layup. And I did not feel like I was trying to be a hot dog or fancy at all. It was like it just happened. And my dad was like, okay, I get you're not trying to be fancy, but if you're going to play like that, you better master it and own it. And I was like, okay, so that's what I did. And then that's where the comfortability came from, just playing my style. I was like, I can do this against the best players in the world. I can do it at LA Fitness. I've seen a lot of guys like in the summer, even present day, they play one way in the summer, then they play a whole different way in the NBA. I didn't want to be that guy. I was like, I'm only going to go through this once. I was a kid, was like, I'll pay the NBA to let me play in the NBA. It wasn't about the money or anything. I just want to play against the best. So I said, I'm out here. I'm trying my stuff. I know I've mastered this stuff. Just do it. And for me, it took the thought out of it. It kind of freed me as a player. And it's interesting because JJ Redick, when he was doing TV, he was like, Maul, you know what I figured out about you? I'm like, what? He's like, you talk the game how you played. I was like, you're absolutely right. You figured it out. That's exactly, it's not like cookie cutter or kind of how you've been taught to. I didn't go to school for it. So for me, I want to make it look like or sound like I'm talking with you and not at you. And we're just watching the game together and we could point out stuff and it's really cool.
That
Jamal,
is what you do.
Jamal,
And we love it.
Let me just say this. Because we're, obviously we love the NBA. I mean, I'm watching League Pass every night, watch all the national stuff. And when I first heard you, I was like, dude, I just dig his approach. It sounds so different because he's being himself. And it just connects with me in a big way because, for so long, and not to hate on anyone else, but analysts get pigeonholed and it's just like the same cliches. Oh, that guy played harder or whatever. And you just approach it in such a different way. And it's just great. It's fantastic.
And thank you guys first off, but that's where like my ball handling, like how I dribbled, it was so out of the norm and out of the box, right? Like even Kyrie, he's an unbelievable, probably the best ball handler ever, right? But he's like technical. He gets really low. He's like a rapid fire dribbler. I'm 6'5". I dribble really high, which you're not supposed to do. You're like protect the ball but it was my flow. It was like I could make myself feel like 5'9" or 6'5" by the way I dribble. And for me, I used to watch games in silence. So I wanted my eyes to tell me what I was watching. And I want to see it that way through that lens versus what I was being told to watch. And it helped me figure out the why. And I never knew I'd be doing this. Like I literally thought the last 10 years of my career, I'd be in the front office. And I actually got that opportunity with like 7 different teams, but I was going to have to move. At the time, I'm coaching kids. My son's playing himself. And so I spent more. I'm like, no, I'm not moving again. We'll get into TV. NBA TV called me, TNT called me. I'm like, all right. My first assignment was to replace Chuck on TNT Tuesday. And I didn't even feel the pressure of that because I'm like, I don't want to do TV anyway, so no sweat, whatever. That's when Kenny threw the pin, he faked me out and beat me to the board. That's when that happened. But then I got bit by the TV bug, and I feel like I have a responsibility to the game, to be honest with you. And that's why I think it's really important that I'm up there talking.
Yeah, it is. And like we said, that's always something that you just want from the people that talk about the game is people that respect the game and are willing to grow and evolve with the game. And I know how obviously you were talking about how you had to master your craft, but as the game has evolved, has it been easy for you to evolve with it without like looking back and going back in my day or doing any of that?
No, it has. And I think coaching kids has really helped that. So like even the top players, let's say it's AJ DeBansa. I've seen him, for 4 or 5 years now, trained him. So I get to see, what the new evolution of the game is going, but also I cover the NBA. So I'm seeing how they're teaching guys. I always go watch, like before games, I watch how they're teaching their workouts and what they're working on. And then I can kind of mesh the two. I always say I was, one of the few people who played against John Stockton and I played against Luka. Right. So I seen how the game evolved and changed. And think about like White Chocolate or Jason Williams. He would be like a super duper star in today's game, but he was kind of ahead of his time in that way. But he, you see the game evolve and now, shooting a 3 off the dribble is one of the worst shots in basketball then. Well, now it's like almost one of the biggest weapons. So the game's like completely did a 180. And it's been really cool to see because that's the style I played. But staying connected to this younger generation as well as being here at this top level has really helped me kind of grow in that sense and stay relevant to what's going on.
You're in town for a Kings game tonight, and I got to ask you about Doug Christie. We've known him for a long time. Just a tremendous person, passionate, just a good spirit, authentic. And you had a post a couple of weeks ago on Instagram, kind of like a tribute to him, giving him some love because your relationship with him. When I say Doug Christie, like what comes to mind?
Everything. There would be no Jay Crossover or Jamal Crawford or any of that without him. Like he was the first person to help like foster my goals, but also help me believe I could reach my goals. And that was so important to me. I was a 16-year-old kid. He had heard about me and he's like, hey, you can come work out. I'm like, all right, cool. if we're working out at 7 o'clock, I'll be there at 6:30, like waiting on him. I'll try to beat him to the gym. I didn't even have his phone number. So our next schedule would be from the last gym session. All right, Tuesday at 6:30. Okay, Friday at 7 o'clock. And I was beating him there at times, and most of the time actually. And that's where he was like, this kid's serious. This kid's different. I remember one time I saw him with like ankle weights working out. And like he's working out with ankle weights on. He had a handheld foam roll. So me taking notes. Oh, he's a professional. He's taking care of his body. The pros are in the best shape. I'm noticing all these things at 16. Fast forward that summer, he allows me to play on his pro-am team with him. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm playing against David Stoudemire and Yinka Dare and Cliff Robinson and Sean Kemp and all these guys as a 16-year-old kid. And I'm like, wow, like this is crazy. But I was on his team and he got hurt. He rolled his ankle. He's out a few weeks. And up until that point, I may have had 2 points a game for 4 games, so 8 points total. He goes out and I start getting 30s, right? And then when he came back, it was like, of course, Doug Christie's the pro, he's the guy, but I was like his Robin, right? And I'm still getting 20s and 25s. And that gave me a whole another boost. And then as he got later in his career, he was like, here, I want to pass the pro-am to you. And so now the crossover pro-am was what he started and passed to me. So words can't describe what he means to me, what he means to Seattle. Like he is literally everything. When people ask me the best player from Seattle, it's always him for me, like always. And he's probably the best person as well.
Yeah, well, that I was gonna say, you talked about a lot of the basketball things, on the court things with him. What was it, do you think, you connected most with him, like personality wise?
His spirit. He is such a good, like genuine person. He's not trying to take away from the earth or the world. He's trying to add to it. And that may be through coaching. That may be through giving words of advice. It may be through giving hope or giving, anything to help you push forward. And so he was doing those things when he wasn't a coach, right? Just as a person. And he was just always so humble, always had such a humility. He always had a different level of compassion. And to me, he's a way, way, way better person than he is as he was a basketball player and as a coach. He's one of those rare human beings who's like a light. He's definitely special.
Yeah, and I think about him as a player and just his evolution, right? He came into the league as this like offensive minded guy, and I don't know that many people realize that. Like this guy was getting buckets, and as his career evolved, I mean, he was a defensive specialist, all defensive team, battling it out with Kobe. He could still do his thing offensively, but I think that what always struck me about him is his ability to evolve. And that's not easy for all players to do that when you're so used to playing one way.
Well, we've seen a lot of players not have a career because they couldn't do that, right? Yeah. Or the career was cut short. So that, to me, goes to, like you said, evolving, but also that humility. Okay, I'm not a scorer here, but I'm going to do the best of my abilities, play my role, and do the best I can with that. And for me, that's admirable as well, right? Like you got out of your own feelings and over yourself to be part of a team and part of a great team. He's part of some great teams here. They were fun to watch. And his skill set, right? Like he could pass it too. He was a really good passer, really unselfish, could shoot it, but he took those challenges. Like people that didn't play against Kobe since we brought him up, they have no idea what it was like to look in his eyes and see him coming at you and like not backing down. And Doug stood there and was battle tested for so long and never turned down those challenges.
Yeah, he just knows the game so well. And I think that was one of the things I appreciated when I got to know him years ago when he got into broadcasting. Like he was talking about how after games he would take notes on player tendencies, like in a notebook. And he's always trying to learn the game.
Student of the game.
And just his passion. I guess that goes back to what we were talking at the beginning. He's a great person, but he's got a passion for life and the game. And I just think there's a lot of players who can connect with that. He's real.
Oh, he's real, and he knows what he doesn't know, but he will work to find the answer for it. And he's not one of those guys who, is going to be like this. He's going to stay right in the middle of a storm. He's going to keep pushing forward. He's going to keep trying to win and maximize that day. And he's going to always try to be better, right? I remember when he signed the contract going back, he had just signed it. I think, look this up just so I'm not wrong. I think he signed it like 6 for $42 or $6 or $7 million contract.
Yeah. When
he signed with Toronto at the time, he was still in the gym working. He had just signed his contract, and literally that day or earlier that day, he's there working. That's all he knows how to do. So I know that he's going to work to get things back on track every single day.
We were talking to Bobby Jackson the other day, and I look at him as one of the best six men ever.
Yeah,
You, Bobby.
yeah,
I feel like Bobby doesn't get talked enough about,
yeah.
to be
He does
honest.
not. He does not.
Lou Williams. But I'm
Yeah.
bringing that up because I feel like it takes a different mentality to
Yeah.
be great in that role.
Mhm.
Was that an adjustment for you? I mean, to embrace that role, and how did you ultimately excel in it?
Yeah, at that time, the NBA was more known like, is he a good player on bad teams? Is he a good player on good teams? They kind of put you in a box. And as fate would have it, I got traded to Atlanta. They had their starting, group in place. They just went to the playoffs for the first time in a while. Um, and I wasn't going to start there, but I was like, you know what? I'm tired of being known as a good scorer on bad teams. I know I've won all in my life. And so I mentally accepted it with no problem. My heart accepted I was good. I even went to the summer. We played pickup games. I would start, 3 games in to let them go so I can get used to just seeing it from the side to start. And then when the actual season came, I still was in the same mind frame, but I was like, man, the crowd is looking at me funny. I started playing weird games with myself. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not as good because I'm doing this. Joe Johnson, Mike Woodson at the time, Coach Mike Woodson pulled me like, no, we need you to beat you. I'm like, oh, okay. So then I led the league in scoring off the bench. I'm the second leading scorer. We win 53 games, have a great season. And that's where it kind of took off a life of its own. And then I'm thinking the long game, like, well, hold on. If I'm getting traded as a starter right now, if I go to somebody's bench, I'm getting 18, 19 points a game. Anybody love that on their bench. So there's more value there, right? And you can still finish games. You can still be a part. And it kind of, takes on a life of its own. That's kind of what happened.
And I feel like we're kind of seeing a shift even in the NBA where it's becoming more and more important to have that depth with your team. We're not seeing like the big three, beat everyone out. It's really about that team. And that being the most important thing to see success. Do you see even that role of like six man just like more important than ever in today's league?
I think it's more important than ever, and I think it's more accepted than ever.
Yes.
It's not frowned upon anymore. It's like kind of cool in a way. Like if you hear
Yeah.
Jordan Clarkson, you hear, guys that have won it in the past. They're like, nah, I seen, Manu do it. I seen, Jamal do it. I seen Lou do it. All these guys, and I was watching Manu, Jason Terry. I knew about Ricky Pierce, Detlef Shrimp, Kevin McHale. Like all these great guys. You know, Bobby Jones was the first award winner like that came along that did it, but now it's kind of a cool thing. You're not frowned upon. James Harden with OKC, like so many great players. Lamar Odom, names just coming out. Sorry, but
No, I love
like,
it.
yeah, like you see all these great players do it, and now it's not like, oh, you come off the bench. It's like, nah, I'm still one of the leading scorers. I'm still finishing games, and now like I'm a fan favorite because they can't wait until I get in the game. Like it's just his own thing.
Yeah, I was you just mentioning those names. I'm thinking of someone like Russell Westbrook right now getting this
Yeah,
opportunity in Sacramento, and he started some games, but he comes off the bench, and like his approach is always the same. Like he
yeah.
plays the game with such intensity, and I don't know, I just respect it, especially from a guy who's won an MVP in this league and has achieved so much. And he doesn't. It's a shoot around practice game. He doesn't care. He's playing the same way.
And that's why he's one of the greatest players ever and one of the best point guards ever, right? Because it shows you when he was in his 20s and he was younger, the kind of mindset, the work ethic, the things that he had that would transfer. And now, like we said again, the humility for him, he's the most accomplished. There's nothing he hasn't done besides win a ring. He's done everything individually, and he's still coming off the bench and he's still playing like he's trying to make a team. He's still
Yes.
playing like he's just
Yeah.
starting his career. Those things are great for not only him, they're great for the young guys to look at as an example. If this Hall of Famer is doing that, I have to work my butt off. I have to, maximize every single day. And this guy's, I don't want to count his money, but he's made hundreds of millions of dollars. He's made all these all-stars. He's done all these things, and he's still working like he's trying to make the team.
What is something you love about today's game?
I love how it's kind of positionless basketball. I love how, we're going to see a guy tonight who's one of my favorite players to watch right now in Jokic. Like the way he plays the game is beautiful. The way he, navigates the defenses. And I always say, like, Jokic isn't playing against you. He's playing against your coach. Oh, you did that? You double team there? Okay, I'll pass over here. Okay, you're doing that. Like the unselfishness. He's almost bringing back the coolness of the past and the power of the past. That's what Magic and Larry Bird did when they were coming up. Like it was cool to make passes at that time. Showtime. And you saw Boston and the way they moved the ball around. So I love the game today because you see more teams doing that. And like you alluded to earlier, Mo, it's not about this or big that. It's the team.
Yeah.
Even when you look at SGA, Yeah, he's averaging 30, but that's why all their teams doing interviews together. Like it's like a team thing, and I think that's really, really cool for basketball. It's no more we got to stop one guy, we win the game. It's like, no, we got to stop this team to win the game.
Jamal, we can't thank you enough for the time. I mean, you talk about passion for the game, and you celebrate it. And, you know, we love the game, and having your voice a part of these national games on NBC, Peacock, like it's
huge.
It's cool to have it a part of the league because it's such a beautiful game. And these players are so talented and can do things nowadays that are just unthinkable. It's cool to have someone like yourself that played at a high level, but also celebrates the game. So we appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys. Well, you're not getting off the hook yet. I'm throwing a rapid fire both you guys real quick. Okay, here we go. Yep, get in your seats. You guys ready?
Let's go.
What you want?
All right. Favorite king ever? Both you guys, one
Chris,
and the other.
Chris Webber.
Yeah, Chris Webber. See
All right,
Webb.
Chris Webber. You got ding, 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 Chris Webber. All-time king starting five.
Whew.
C-Web. Are we going to go J-Will?
Nope, you got yours. You got his.
I do my own. Okay, I'm gonna go C-Web, J-Will. Let's go Vlade. Let's go Peja. And you know what? Because we're here, we're gonna go Doug. We're gonna put Doug on there.
Ooh.
I just went in early 2000s. I know I
know.
could have gone big with DeMarcus, but like I'm just going there.
I'm going De'Aaron Fox,
Okay.
Doug Christie. I need a guy that is unselfish. That
Okay.
can do the dirty work. That's
You
going to
put the
defend.
team together. I like it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Peja shooting at his size in today's
Yep.
game. Could
Today's
you
game would
imagine
kill it.
C Webb in today's game? He'd be launching threes.
You going
He
Vlade?
would.
And then
He
center.
You got look, his passing is so pure.
Vlade.
Vlade.
I know. It's
That's why. I mean, that's why
hey,
it's easy
I
to
know
go
you're
in that
gonna
direction.
disagree with this.
You're gonna go DeMarcus.
And here's what: could you imagine DeMarcus with those guys? Maybe
It
they
would
get
be
the most.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
and maybe maybe he gets the feeling of winning early in his career. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So he's
I don't know.
like molded
But
earlier
you know
in his
what,
career.
dude? I just looked Mitch Richmond off, and this guy's
Ah,
a Hall of
crap.
Famer.
This is
Who's your starting five?
The question's here. You got your spot right here. All right, hold on. I'm not finished. Couple
Okay.
more. I'll let you go. All
All
right. Take Doug out since he's coaching present day.
okay.
Favorite Kings coach?
Rick Adelman.
Rick, it's not even close.
Not even close.
Hall of Famer. He changed. Rick Adelman. Can I just say this, Jamal? I know you played during this era. I don't think he gets enough credit as a coach for changing the game. Like everyone talks about the Warriors teams. Those early 2000s Kings were playing a style that we didn't really see. Everyone else in the league,
Everything else, yes.
in the post-Jordan era, it was like, oh, everyone's playing slow and like it's this grinded out game. And here comes J. Will, C. Webb, and the Kings getting up and down the floor. It was a beautiful game.
It was. Okay. Almost there. Almost the last one.
I love it.
All right. Favorite Kings team? There can only be one.
Oh,
Wow.
That's so hard.
I mean,
am I going Mike Bibby or J. Will?
it's a Bibby team because they made it further.
Your personal favorite, not the one that went the furthest.
See,
Your own.
and
Oh.
that's the thing. I think
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna go with a Bibby. So what is that? 2002, 2000? Yeah.
Okay.
For me, it is the 01-02 team. They won 60 games. They should have won a championship. And why? It's not because it's the best. I was a young kid. I was like 13 at the time, and seeing them play that brand of basketball, it made me love the game. It like I crave seeing that type of basketball, and I would not be doing what I'm doing today as a broadcaster without that team. So like it means more than just like the wins for me.
Couldn't end any better. Thank you guys.
Jamal Crawford, you're the
thank you.
best, dude. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, and good luck with everything.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's the one and only Jamal Crawford.
What a gem of a human. And how thoughtful was it that he was asking us questions at the end?
I know. Made me feel really special.
Me too.
Yeah, he's just a great guy, and you could just feel his passion and love for the game. And that's why we have these conversations.
Hope you guys enjoyed that conversation with Jamal Crawford.